How long will some of you continue to hide and shrink yourself and you fill yourself up with anxiety, worrying about how people view you when you walk out here with boldness as far as your gift goes and as far as your talent goes? God gave you gifts, he gave you talents, he gave you different skills that he wants you to share with the world and different people. And when you are constantly second guessing yourself, when you are constantly putting the opinions of other people in front of who you already know God created you to be, when you are always hiding, shrinking, and running backwards, when you should actually be stepping and running forward, you are keeping yourself in a delayed position. You are keeping yourself delayed to where you're always going to be going in circles. The reason why I'm making this video is because there are so many of you out here. For many years, you have continued to hide out of shame, out of embarrassment, out of being afraid because you know there is someone out here who does not approve of who you really are. You know that there is somebody out here that knows all about you. They know about your past. They know about your struggles. They know about how a lot of people don't care for you. They know about faults, flaws, and mistakes that you've made. And because you know that certain people have a lot of dirt on you or a lot of information on you, some of you all are very comfortable. You have completely rested in the fact of, I'm going to stay in the background. I'm going to remain silent. I'm not going to say anything because until the temperature is right, I will not show my face. One thing you got to be aware of, if you've taken on this spirit, if you have taken on this attitude, you will look up one day and so much more time would have passed you. You may be 5 years older. You may be 10 years older. You may be 15 or 20 years older when you come to the revelation, and understanding that you allow people to run you backwards into seclusion and into hiding simply because you were concerned about what they know about you and how they feel about you. When you allow anybody to make you feel bad and apologetic about the coat that God has placed on you and the gifts and talents that He's given you, because you are allowing what they think and what they feel to be bigger than what God created you to do, you are in a place where you are extremely spiritually immature. A spiritually mature person, let me just break it down and explain to you. A spiritually mature person will come to the realization on their journey with the Lord, and this is going to be my prayer for those of you who are in seclusion and hiding. You've been hiding for many years. You've been hiding for weeks. You've been hiding for months, and you have grown very silent. You don't even want to talk anymore. See, it is indeed a time and a place to be quiet. It's a time and place for us to study, to be quiet. And it is a time that as we get older and mature, we should be talking a lot less than we used to when we were in our younger days. However, for some of you all, you don't want to get to a place or to a point where you look up and you become angry and frustrated with yourself because so much time has passed, and because of you caring about what people think about you, you don't want to be in the forefront. You don't want any type of spotlight on you. I'm here to tell you this is the work of the enemy. Now, let me get back to the point I was going to make about being spiritually mature. A spiritually mature person, they will fully understand and know that The gifts and talents that they operate in, it really has nothing to do with them. They will just accept the fact that God created them for a particular purpose. He predestined them to do something once they came out of their mother's womb or when they were put in their mother's womb. A spiritually mature person understands this and they know this. But at the same time, they also understand that there are many imperfections in them. They understand that they have a lot of faults. They understand that they have a lot of flaws. They also understand that there are a certain number of people that do not like them. But they don't have time to chase down or to be concerned about who it is that approves of them or who it is that announces them or speaks well of them. A spiritually mature person focus is, God, what do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go? How do you want me to do this? When do you want me to do it? How long do you want me to do it? Who do you want me to do it for? Who do you want me to do it to? And what is it that you want me to deliver to this person, these people, or at this location? When you start to realize that God has placed something in you and your life is to be lived a certain way under God up until you leave the earth, you will no longer hide yourself. You will no longer shrink yourself. You will no longer be concerned about how people really view you. A lot of people who view you a certain way, these are the same people that struggle with countless insecurities within themselves. And because they have rested in the reality of they really are afraid of coming in the forefront, they are afraid of operating in gifts that they know are in them because they have so much guilt because of their past. I want you to understand that this is why it's nothing for another person to walk up on you and say something to you so you can exit stage left and you can go into seclusion and hiding. It's real easy for somebody to talk you out of what they know you're anointed to do. It's really easy for somebody to talk you out of what they know you are gifted, talented, and skilled to do. It's easy for people to do it because if they know that they've already lost hope for themselves and they know that they've given up on something that God was trying to work out in them and they just resisted so much that they just said, well, even if I do get punished for disobeying what God told me to do, I'm okay with it because I just don't want the frustration and the weight of what God placed on me so much to the point I'm going to go out here and do it and deal with the riffraff that comes behind it. Some people, they've given up on their gift. They've given up on their skill and their talent and they live a normal everyday life. But they know that God has created them for a special time and a special purpose. When you hide yourself, you are allowing all of your naysayers. You are allowing all of your enemies. You are allowing your negative, messy, and problematic family members to have a stronghold over you. You are allowing these people to play in your face and to break your confidence. You are allowing them to somewhat control you. When people know that they have a grip on you and they know that they have control over what it is that's in you, they feel better about themselves. They feel like they have arrived. They feel like they actually have a certain amount of power and they feel more normal when they believe that you are at their level. This is why you have family members and fake friends and co-workers and neighbors and other people that you might interact with or you cross paths with them of some sort. This is why they say certain things to you and about you. This is why now it has shifted for some of you all. Where initially you had a lot of people coming for you, You had a lot of people telling lies on you. You had a lot of people that you knew were jealous of you and intimidated by you, but now these people seem to be extremely comfortable around you now. See, this is the danger zone for some of you. If you're at a place now where there are certain people who have flipped the script on you and they've totally convinced you that you are no longer needed out here to do a particular job, then they are more comfortable around you. This is why some of them have grown silent. This is why some of them can blatantly disrespect you. Or this is why some of them, they're comfortable laughing and talking to you and hanging around you. People know when you have pretty much given up on a dream, a vision, or a goal that they knew you were strongly believing in yourself to go out and tackle. They know when you've given up on it. They know when you've threw it out the window. They know when you no longer care about it. And they're intelligent enough to know that they've said particular things to you to get you to that place. This is why all of you all that have been hiding and you keep bringing every excuse why you don't need to come to the forefront, knowing that God is on your side, knowing that He is protecting you, knowing that He loves you, knowing that He is trying to send you. It's not something that you have self appointed yourself to do. It's not something that you woke up one day and said, oh, I'm just going to go and do this. No, it's something that you know God has placed in you and He has called you to do. But because of you having a bigger concern of people, you are more comfortable at just being at a regular level. You're okay being at the level that most people you're around are at. So many people that are older, if you go and you have a conversation with them and you ask them, have you completed everything in your life that you set out to initially do when you were my age or when you were younger? If they're honest, some of them will tell you, no, I gave up on that vision. I gave up on that dream. Nah, I know God called me to do this and do that, but it was too much going on in my life. I was dealing with my family and people were saying certain stuff. I just gave up on it. I stopped caring. People of God, today, if you don't take anything else from this message, take the fact that you should never give up or lose hope or stop caring about what God has anointed you to do and created you to do. Or you know He has placed a mantle over you to do a particular thing. Don't ever let that go and give up on that. Because once you give up on that and you no longer care about it, there will be something internal in you that feels incomplete and dead. You want to know why some of you all cannot get rest? You want to know why some of you all are stressed out? Do you want to know why some of you all, I'm not going to say you're not happy, but why some of you all don't have joy? Joy is totally different from happiness. Some of you all, you don't have joy because you care more about the people and what they've said or what they've done to you. Hey, I get it. It is very traumatizing and nerve wracking when you have been betrayed or when a certain person or people have come against you. It will knock the wind out of you. It will knock the wind out of you. You will feel weak. You will feel like I cannot go on. I don't want to go on because every time I try to shine, every time I try to do what God has called me to do, I keep getting this resistance. I keep getting this negativity being thrown at me and I just don't want to deal with it anymore. Yes, you get tired. I'm a living witness. You will get tired of certain people. You will get tired of certain things. But baby, don't you ever throw out and forget about the fact that you know God has anointed you and called you to do something. Every single thing you go through, it will not be wasted. There is nothing about you that you have already experienced or that you are probably currently experiencing now that will go to waste. God does not waste anything. Every single thing that God allows you to walk through and experience, the tears you've cried, the humiliation you've taken, the doors that have been closed in your face, all of that, none of it is wasted. God is going to prove his point through your life or through death. This is not my opinion. This is literal Bible. Now, you all may say, oh, that's deep. That's over the top. That's too much. That's negative. Really, no, it's not. Because under the umbrella of God, God is going to prove his point. And some of the men and women of God that he's proven his point through, they have lost their life. But them losing their life, them being a martyr or them being the sacrifice, many souls got saved behind it. This is why I want you all to understand how critical and how important it is to never give up on what you know God is calling you to do. It's time for a lot of you all to come out of your cave. You've been in the cave long enough. And this is why some of you all mentally, you are not well. Because you've been in the cave for so long. You've been hiding for so long. You've been doing the same mediocre or redundant routine to where now you're frustrated and you're tired. Sometimes you could be in a cave for so long and you could just shrink yourself for so long and be hiding for so long, you forget what God promised you. You forget your identity. Everybody else's voice is louder than what God had actually told you or used one of his prophets to tell you 5, 10, 15, 20, probably 30 years ago. You might be saying, well, I don't know about my mental health. I'm dealing with some things. I'm going through something. Could it simply be you're going through these things because you've been in the cave too long? When you are sitting in darkness intentionally, not because you don't want sins to be found out, you may not be riddled down with sins. It could just simply be you allow people to run you into the cave. Sometimes certain attacks, it'll get you to that place. Let's just be real. It will get you to the place where you just say, I don't even want to be seen no more. They can have it. Anybody that's a prophet, anybody that's a preacher, anybody that's an oracle, a singer, a writer, whatever they do, they can have it. I don't want nothing to do with that. I'll just be comfortable living my regular everyday life. But even in the midnight hour, a lot of you all already know that there is a strong pulling on you to do something in the name of the Father. You know this in spite of you hiding in the cave. Come out of your cave. Get back at the feet of God. Ask God to remind you of what he has created you to do. And then repent for allowing people to play in your face, dictate to you what you can or can't do, where you can or can't go, what you can or can't say. Repent from allowing their thoughts, their opinions, their sentiments about you. Repent from allowing it to get into your spirit and your heart and your mind and make you believe that there is no other way. They convinced you that exactly where you are now and you're hiding, that's where you belong and that's where you will remain. A lot of you are, because you've taken that back seat so long and you have not come out of that. There are other people out here that now they're happy that you are in the cave. They're happy you have grown silent. They're happy that you are hiding yourself. So now their original plan to silence you, to make you prophetically or spiritually insecure, to make you question everything. Now they're happy that you are quiet. Because they know when you step on the scene and you open up your mouth and you begin to preach, you begin to teach, you begin to prophesy, you begin to warn and correct, They know it's going to shake them up and make them uncomfortable. But because they know you're in that cave and they know you are afraid to come out or you're ashamed and embarrassed to come out, you have just threatened them with a good time. You've given them a good time. It's party time for them. They feel like, I'm glad she's being quiet. I'm glad he's being quiet. I'm glad they hiding. Because I can't stand them. When they come around, they always want to talk about God said this, God said that, God warned and did this and said that. We don't want to hear it. It make me uncomfortable. Now I could be comfortable and live life the way I want to live it. And I don't even have to worry about hearing her name. I don't have to worry about hearing his name. I don't have to worry about seeing his or her or their face. Come out the cave. Come out the cave with all authority and all confidence. Bring back to your memory bank what it was that God told you 5 or 10, 20 years ago. You still breathing. That's an indication it's not too late. It's not over. That's the video message. Well, guys, it's time for me to go because I have some other things to do. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have taken offense to anything I spoke about in this video, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not worried about it. I am not concerned because I know you will forgive me in the morning.